As the violence in the Middle East escalates, a plea for a ceasefire tonight here in Baltimore.
Dozens gathered by the Washington Monument in Mount Vernon tonight. WMAR 2 News' Jack Watson was with them. So, Jack, what they have to say?
Well, Kelly, let's begin with the words from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today. At a press conference, he likened a ceasefire to a surrender. Those at the Baltimore gathering tonight still pushing for a peaceful resolution.
We're heartbroken. We're devastated. This is a waking nightmare for our Israeli and Palestinian family and friends.
8,000 Palestinians dead. 1,400 Israelis dead.
Rabbi Ariana Katz tells me she grew up in the same Pennsylvania neighborhood as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This gathering, she tells me, is called a mourner's Kaddish. On Monday night, remembering those who have died in the Middle East violence and calling for an end to it.
I think gathering here in the rain, lighting memorial candles is exactly evocative of how it feels to wake up every morning and worry what the news will show about how many people have died overnight.
A group of dozens in Baltimore brave the elements and join in song for a ceasefire, organized by a group called If Not Now, comprised of Jewish folks, but of other faiths as well.
Many of us have family in Israel and family that are scared and worried. Many of us are experiencing discrimination, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and there's real fear.
Early October terror attacks in Israel by Hamas ushered in escalating military action by the Israeli Defense Force, in particular a ground assault in the last few days. Thousands of people have died in the carnage. This week the UN called for a ceasefire, just like these folks in Baltimore. Those calls were rebuked by Israeli leadership.
And for the Prime Minister of Israel to be only fomenting greater violence in his many, many terms is horrifying as a rabbi and as a Jew.
The dozens in attendance lighting candles, holding signs, and holding out hope this all ends with peace.
I love the Jewish people, and I am heartbroken for the ways in which our community thinks that we have to ally ourselves with war and with violence and with killing in order to find safety and security.
There is a large pro-Palestine demonstration planned for this Saturday in Washington, D.C. I'm told some folks in attendance in Baltimore tonight will be in the nation's capital for that, Kelly.